but I want you to have some criteria, some real criteria to know who you should or shouldn't listen to. And judge me by these criteria too. Has this person accomplished what you want to accomplish? Which is why I showed you that video. One, to brag, because I am not that bright. Are they earning what I want to earn? Do they do it or teach it? And do they guarantee it? The ultimate shortcut, as I've told you, is for you to find a mentor. I learned it by 26 years in the mortgage business, 15 years as a frustrated one, just working hard. I realized it couldn't be about price. I didn't want to be a head of lettuce because, if you're a head of lettuce, what happens is, why would I buy a head of lettuce for 59 cents when I could get it 29 cents at the store next door? They're both just a head of lettuce. And that's when I discovered, Charles, direct response marketing, and I went on to build and sell 4 businesses for 7 figures in 3 years. And now I've just taken these same talents and applied them to the mobile marketing industry. But it doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter how you're selling it. The concepts work regardless. Hey, Charles, you ever have a problem with your teeth?
A few.
You ever been to a dentist?
I've been to a dentist.
Ever been to an oral surgeon?
I've been to an oral surgeon, unfortunately, yes.
Which one charged you more?
The oral surgeon.
By a lot, right?
By a lot.
Yep, that's my point. So here's what we're going to go over. Let's dig into the meat and potatoes. How to become the obvious expert in a niche so you can have buyers chasing you, begging you to provide your services. And I know that sounds very hypey and like a dream, but I promise you it's true. We're going to share why you want to pick a niche, what niches to pick, and how to get to those people. So I want you all to, right now, get rid of that little nasty voice in your head that's telling you, oh yeah, Brian Sachs could do that, I could never do that. Brian Sachs barely graduated high school, didn't go to college, and he ain't that special. And Charles will tell you that because he sat with me, and he knows I ain't too special, okay? The truth is all of you can do this. If I can do this, all of you can do this, but you got to learn some things before you do. It really is like a dream. In your personal relationships and especially in your business relationships, it really is psychologically and subconsciously all about who's chasing who. Your job is to get them chasing you, and when you can get them chasing you, life changes. Trust me on that. I promise you. You know that that's not my picture. I'm no Einstein, okay? If you think, what's that? Don't you agree with me? I'll come right through this webinar at you. The truth is, though, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And, it's funny because I'm in my home office, and I'm looking at a little saying that I have here, and you know what it says? Some people watch things happen, some people make things happen, and some people wonder what the hell just happened. And we want to make sure that you're the person who's going to make it happen. So there's 2 takeaways here. It's all about who's chasing who in a relationship. Your job, should you choose to accept this mission, is to get them chasing you. See, the person who calls you is going to be much different than the person you call and chase. When you call someone, no matter what tool you use, and no matter what sophisticated way people are telling you, send them a video, cold call, drop off a flyer, there are a million things in the warrior form that work, okay? But everybody in the warrior form mostly is teaching you how to chase people creatively. I'm switching that entire conversation, and we want them to start chasing us. Completely different scenario. So this is the key, and it probably will be on my headstone. I've taught this to literally thousands of people around the country who are also, many of whom are now multi-millionaires, because just a couple sentences, believe it or not, if you can really buy into this and you can see it and believe it, okay, these couple sentences will change your life. So here it is. Pick a niche, become the expert in that niche, and then let everyone know about it. And again, this works if you are selling a product or service, whether you're selling it online or offline, it really doesn't matter. So you have to know what you're talking about. I don't subscribe to these people that say fake it till you make it. I think that's a bunch of garbage. Look, folks, I've gone through life with the initials BS and brown eyes. You're laughing, but it's true, isn't it? And that's the truth. And so I pay extra careful attention. You don't want to fake it till you make it, because you can't fake it. People sniff you out right away. But I'm going to show you some templates so that you don't have to fake it. So what niche should you pick? I happen to like mom and pop industries. So these are businesses that are established, but they're not big franchises. They're not big chains. They're not multi-million-dollar companies that might have their own in-house marketing departments. Unlike most people, I hate restaurants. I won't work with restaurants and salons because their transaction size is too small, and they will call you every day because every dollar means something to them. Mm-hmm. So, for example, I'm in the tow truck industry right now. Well, you know, they get a job, it's $250. And how often is a tow truck going to change their mobile site? Not often, okay? So there has to be lots of them, and they have to be very easy to reach. And you want something not everyone's going after. Everybody's going after restaurants. Everybody's going after pizza places. Everybody's going after spas. Stay away from them. Go where no one is. You know, tow truck, that's not like a, you know. I was just speaking, actually, last Sunday in Baltimore. We had a tow truck convention. And there were 10,000 tow truck drivers in Baltimore last weekend. And I actually spoke there on Sunday. There was a major company there. You ever hear of Duda Mobile?
Yeah. Probably
Okay,
everybody on the call has.
Okay, Duda is an excellent company, okay? So I'm not saying anything bad about them. They're an excellent company. In fact, we outsource our mobile PPC to them, okay? So I became friendly with them. So they're at a booth across the hall, and we're both basically selling the same thing. Except that on Sunday, I spoke, and I was being promoted as the speaker on Sunday. And so Friday, pretty slow for all of us. Saturday, pretty slow for all of us. Sunday, they're telling me they're not so sure this was a great show. Sunday, I can't see straight because there are literally dozens of people surrounding my booth who came to my session. I didn't have to sell anybody anything. I educated them. And I was seen as an expert who could help them, not as a salesperson trying to sell them. Now, Duda Mobile had a beautiful booth. They had a beautiful display. We got our stuff at Kinko's or FedEx now, okay? We had a little banner and a laptop. That's all we had. But we were successful. You see the difference? Charles?
Yep, absolutely.
So my niche, and I want to ask you a question. I don't want to keep putting you on the spot here, but Charles, do you know how we became the #1 provider of mobile marketing solutions to the automotive and aftermarket industry?
Yeah, I actually know the answer to this, but I'm not going to say.
Well, you tell them. You tell them. Go ahead.
You declared that you were.
I declared it because nobody claimed the position,
Right.
so I took it. And you know what? In 2 years, no one's ever challenged it. And so we work with windshield replacement companies, tire shops, oil and lube, tow trucks. That's how we got the title. Now, I did do the work to become the expert in mobile marketing, and I did become the expert in those areas, and I'll explain to you how I did it. But I do want to share with you all listening, and I mean this from my heart. I am the most technically challenged individual you'll ever meet in your entire life. I can screw up a webinar like it's nobody's business, and I almost did on this one. My whole computer almost crashed. If you put a gun to my head and said to me, Brian, build me a mobile website or I'm going to blow your brains out, you're going to have to kill me because I don't know how to do it. I don't want to know how to do it. I don't care how you do it. I really don't. And that's where most of you may be getting stuck. You don't need to know that. Propeller heads are a dime a dozen. No problem finding someone to build it, and no disrespect meant to anyone, okay? But you can outsource that. But see, you could be the most technically competent computer genius, and if you don't know how to market yourself, that's what you'll be, a computer genius, a broke one. You got to market yourself. See, I know what the site should look like, and I know how to match the needs of that site to the person who is going to buy it. As an example, and it's funny because we're dealing with auto repair facilities, but guess what? I have no idea how to do anything on a car. And I'll tell you an embarrassing story. When I was about 18 years old, my dad's got a flat tire on his car. He had an old Buick. And you had to put the crowbar to like a wheel lock. You remember those things?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody would steal your wheels? Well, I put the thing on the on the bolt. I put the crowbar in. I turned and turned and turned, and it wasn't moving, so I pushed hard, and the crowbar went right through my head.
Wow.
So, right? But you know what? I still drive, even though I don't know how to fix a car or fix it flat. Still doesn't stop me from driving. So you got to get past, so many of us limit ourselves. Get past all that. Please get past all that. I just want to show you trackable response. This is our website. We are the #1 solution provider to the automotive and aftermarket industry. Right on our letterhead. Again, I want to show you. I don't want to just tell you. I want to show you what I'm talking about. And, it's funny. We're talking about being technically incompetent, and I can't move my slide. Okay, sorry about that. So let's go back. Next slide. Here we go. If you look here on the bottom, we are a Google and Apple certified company. That's much easier than most people know. You know that, right? Google will pretty much certify anybody, and so will Apple. You just join their developer program. AAIA, we put this on their letterhead. See, here's a big takeaway for everybody in the audience. You want your visitor, when they come to your site, you want to say, hey, that's for me. That's a really, really critical piece of this. And so what are we showing here? We're showing a Jiffy Lube before and after. We're showing a tow truck company before and after. And we're showing the logos of the industry so they can say, hey, this is for me. Make sense so far?
Yep. Yeah, we're with you.
Okay, so mobile marketing solutions for your auto-related business. Same situation. I want to share this with you because this is really important. Are your customers really searching for you on their phones? By the way, this is really important, and we're going to cover it later. But the one thing that you and I, Charles, are very much on the same page with is the best business card you can possibly ever have is what? Your own book.
That's right.
Your own book. This is something, and we're going to talk about in a little while, but the most important thing you could have is your book. But look at this, okay? Free report, how to profit with mobile marketing. Now, think of yourself coming to this page, okay? Are your customers really searching for you on their phones? The big mistakes that are hurting your profits and how to avoid them. What is mobile marketing and why do I mobile marketing plan and why do I need one? The most important contact information every single business, every successful business gets from their clients. See, the person reading this, that's what they're saying to themselves. Is anybody really searching for me on their phones? What is a mobile marketing plan? Do I even need one? And so that's a really important copywriting concept. Always be answering the questions that are going on right in your prospect's mind. Mm-hmm. So I want you all to dismiss something before we go any further. Again, I'm not in the automotive business. I have no idea how my car works. I barely graduated high school. I can't build a mobile website. So please get rid of all those excuses. We all have that little voice in our head saying, yeah, he can do it, but I can't. So let's get rid of that because it's not valid. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man or woman is king or queen. So let's dig in. We know why. We know a little bit about why we want to do it. We know some criteria of the niche. So how do you become the expert in the niche? It's really pretty simple. Read the industry forums. Learn their lingo. Every niche has its own language. Read their publications. Every industry has them. Mm-hmm. Go to their forums. Attend their events. I actually went door to door speaking to these business owners because I wanted to hear what the objections were. Now, I will never go on another appointment ever. They will chase me now. But I did do the legwork up front because I wanted to know what the issue was. What do they really need? What is going to hold them back? Who are they? How old are they? What is their thought pattern? And that's really important. Google the industry. Learn their issues and address them. So how do you become the expert? You get free publicity. You become their resource, their expert. You write for them. I got to tell you something. These associations are starving. They're starving for content. And actually every radio station and TV station in town is starving for content. Speak at their events like I just told you I did. Number 5 is huge. Write your own book. And I'm going to tell you one I've ever found for writing your book happens to be right on a call right now. His name is Charles Harper. You are all blessed to be a part of his community, and this gentleman knows the value of having your own book and positioning yourself as the expert. If you all have business cards right now, I'll hold on and wait. Go throw them in the trash can because they're worthless. Give people a book. That tells them automatically that you're an expert. You know what happens when you send a magazine your book? They take you seriously. You know what happens when you send a radio station or a TV or a reporter your magazine or the head of an association your book? They take you seriously because only experts have books, right, Charles?
That's right. That is right.
And what's the easiest way to get a book?
The easiest way is to have somebody write it for you.
Well, that is exactly right. Now, I'm going to tell you, the best person to write it for you, the best possible person to write it for you is someone who understands this industry and is extremely articulate and knows how to write, and that's you, Charles. That's who I turn to. You know, I'm not sure if my partner Robert's on the line. He cringes when I write because I am full of grammatical errors and spelling errors and, all sorts of things. But that doesn't stop me, okay? But he's right in a sense. And the quickest shortcut is really to be involved with you. That's what I found. But folks, really, nothing compares to having your own book. Again, I claimed the spot because it wasn't taken. Conduct educational events. Here's me speaking at an event. Here's a webinar that is for the tow truck industry. Can you read what the screen says?
How to be found where your customers are looking. For TRRA members only.
Right, that's the Towing Recovery Association of America. So when I send a tow truck company owner to this page, what does it say? Oh, this must be for me. I'm a tow truck owner, right?
Right, yep.
Now, I want you to do me a favor. Just say it one more time what it says up at the top.
How to be found where your customers are looking.
All right, you want $1 million nugget?
Give it to me.
You got it, baby. Here is what you don't want to say. You don't want to say how to have your own mobile website. How to, how to be found in Google Places. How to have SEO, how to PPC, how to blah, 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 blah. Okay? Nobody cares. Nobody, I got news for you. Y'all sitting down? Nobody wants what you're selling them. Ready for that? That's pretty harsh, isn't it? Okay? What they want is a customer. What they want is their cash register to ring. What they want is a sale. Nobody wants what you're selling. So you've got to change what you're selling to a benefit. So I'm telling them, hey, people are looking for you. They can't find you. So what do? They're going to your competition. Now, wouldn't that irritate you if I said that to you?
It would.
And that's the point. How to be found where your customers are looking for you. Doesn't say anything about a mobile website. Doesn't say anything about mobile marketing. Doesn't say anything about anything other than be found where your customers are looking for you. And hey, Mr. or Mrs. Tow Truck owner, this is for you. Look at your association emblem on it. I hope this is making sense to everybody. If it is, let Charles know. Type it in the chat box.
Yep, just put a Y in the question box, everybody. If you're getting it, this makes sense. I think that was great.
If you're not getting it and you don't want to get it, that's okay too. Type something in there anyway.
No, everybody's with you here, Brian. Yep.
Okay.
Y's down the line.
Okay, good. So the media wants a hook. They want a good story. And, again, they're desperate for information. And if you buy, my God, if you send them your book that Charles helped you write, you'll blow them away. You're the obvious expert. That book opens every single door for you. So how do you become the expert? I write and speak for Babcock's, which in this industry is it's called Tire Review. They are the largest publication to service stations and tire stores in the country. Do you know how I got to work with them?
Let me guess, you asked.
I picked up the phone and I called. And I'll give you all scripts, so I'm not going to leave you hanging, okay? I promise you meat, and I'm going to give you meat and potatoes here. Might even give you some gravy if you're good. NOLN, and that's National Oil and Lube News. That goes to every car wash and oil lube center in the country. Glass industry. I was just the featured cover page for the glass industry, auto glass industry publication. TRAA, which you now know is a Tow Truck Association. Now, let me ask you a question. See, and I want you all to type in an answer here. Who in here would like to have a free $5,000 page in an industry publication? Stupid question, and everybody.
I think everybody would, right?
Okay, so the deal here is that every month I write for these publications. The other companies like that'll go unmentioned here, they're putting ads in. The ads cost $5,000 a page. On the page opposite that is my picture and full page articles in their publication and in their e-zines. Who do you think they're calling, me or the other company?
Well, they're definitely calling you. That's right.
There's not a question. Exactly. So I want to tell you, you should join these associations. Like for me to join that National Tow Truck Association, it was $200. I joined as an affiliate. I joined as an affiliate member because I don't have a towing business, but I can now send my direct mail pieces and put on my webinars, dear fellow member, and that creates instant bonding.
That's good. That's very good.
Okay, so when you're writing, you always want to use what's called a resource box. And at the end of every article, it just tells them a little bit about you and how to get more information from you. So look, you can see here at the bottom, want to see what your site looks like on mobile phones? Go to www.trackableresponse.com. And now, by the way, now that you have these articles, guess what? You can start using them on your website as testimonials. So many of you ask me, we've got a very thriving community, and you're a part of it now, Charles, which is really exciting to me and the members of our community. And somebody asked me today, well, what if I haven't helped anybody? Well, write an article and put that in there. It's automatic credibility. Join the association. Put that on there. Automatic credibility. Dedicate your site just to them, meaning we have a site that's general, but then we have a site just for automotive. And you see on here, tow truck companies, we want them to know when they land on that site that this is for them. Here's a sneaky trick. I promise. Charles can be brutal, by the way, folks. I'm going to tell you that. And he really can. He can be brutal sometimes. And he said to me, you better deliver some great content because I'm putting my neck out for you, okay? So I'm going to give you some extra content. Here's a script. And this is exactly the script that I use to call these places. I know mobile marketing is something that many of your members or readers, if you're calling a publication, need to learn more about. I'd like to volunteer my services to your publication or to your association. Your readers can write in any questions they have, and I'll be happy to answer them each week in this column. All I ask is that I have a resource box and a photo. Well, you now know what a resource box is. You know, my photo is nothing to write home about, as you all know, okay? But, you know, many of you have that little voice saying to yourself, I don't know what to write about. Well, I can tell you that Charles will help you write it. You know, I've been involved with Charles. I can tell you whatever the investment is in his services are extremely cheap relative to the return you can get. But leave that alone for a second. If you don't want to write anything, let the people write in, ask you a question, and if you don't know the answer, research it. You got a week or two.
Yep.
Okay? But you know what this does? This gives you the opportunity to be in their publication every week. You become the Dear Abby of that publication. That's sneaky, isn't it?
That's powerful. That is powerful.
So, again, because my initials are BS and I got brown eyes, I want to just share with you that I'm not just teaching you this. I am doing it. This is National Oil and Lube News. Clever. How many doors does your business have? Notice it doesn't say why you need a mobile website, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't say any of that. Okay? So that's National Oil and Lube News. That's my resource box. This is Tire Review. Brian Sachs, can your customers find you where they are searching? It doesn't say, why do you need a website? You want to do a blah, blah for us, Charles? Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay? Because that's what they're hearing is blah, blah, blah. You've got about 10 seconds to reach somebody and connect. And if you're just saying blah, 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 it doesn't work. That's my resource box. This is a National Towing and Truck. She kind of looks like a tow truck operator, doesn't she?
I'm not saying it.
Sweet lady, though. Anyway, so that's, you know, me being mentioned in the National Towing News, our information. So, again, which is more effective, the $5,000 full page? You control yourself there, Mr. Harper. Which is more effective, the $5,000 full page ad or the free full page article each month? So, again, I want to go back to this because I know lots of people are, you know, coming in and out of this webinar at different times. That's the big idea. Life is all about who's chasing who. Your job's to get them chasing you. Everybody loves to buy, but nobody likes being sold. When you start blah-blahing at people and vomiting your benefits on them, they recoil because they know you're trying to sell them something. So, you know, I didn't coin this term, but I love it. It's edu-selling, and I don't know who coined it, but I love the term. You could do radio shows. A radio show really is just simple, you know, sitting there talking. And, Charles, you've told me on more than one occasion I got a great face for radio, right? So that's me doing a radio show, and I know Charles has listened into the radio show because we're not too far away from each other.
Right.
You can actually, the dirty secret here is you can actually buy an hour slot. And you could actually get paid for doing it like I do. We're you know, I promised an hour here, so you know, I can go deeper if you want me to, but you can break your show into 4 segments. The big shortcut here, and folks, I'm not making a political statement. Whether you like Rush Limbaugh or you don't like Rush Limbaugh, it doesn't matter. The station that Rush is on is a talk radio station, probably the right audience for you. And now that you have it, you can actually use those interviews as a CD and market it. Print ads, you know, you can actually disguise that ad. So let's say you can't get into a publication. Write that article anyway and put it in there as an ad because it will be an ad that provides contact. Look, the story here is if you can do it, if I can do it, any of you can do it. It's really not a big deal. But you got to keep at it. You can't be like a one-and-done kind of person. You got to continually be marketing yourself. You could be a guest on a TV show. Here's me as a guest on a TV show. So even though I have a face for radio, I'm a guest on TV, and I've done a lot of TV. I've done CBS, NBC, ABC, Comcast, you know, public television. You know, the key here is PR, and I got to tell you, a lot of it happens with the book. In each of these situations, I sent the book to the station, to the editors, to the publishers, and to the associations, and that instantly told them that I wasn't a knucklehead and knew what I was talking about. Again, here you go. Have your own book. Best business card you could possibly ever have. If you got business cards and you haven't thrown them out now, make sure you do that after the call and get yourself a book. So, again, instant credibility. It's a calling card. You know, one of the, you want me to share like a really deep secret with them?
Yeah. No, I do.
Aside from positioning you as the expert and getting you publicity and everything else, you could actually use this book as paid-for lead generation. So if you can get a book printed for, let's say, $3, is that fair? $3 to $5?
Yeah. No, that's fair. You can do that.
Okay. So why couldn't you then sell that book for free and just pay $6 shipping or $5.99 shipping and handling, but we'll give you the book free?
Right.
Remember, that book is your sales message. So there's so many different ways to use it. One option, publish your own book, self-publish it. I clearly recommend that. And you could do this, by the way. You can hire a ghostwriter. You can go to Elance. You can go to Workaholics. You can get, let me tell you, this is a huge pain in the butt, okay? All you got to do is call Charles Harper. You all know who he is because you're here. And he'll do it all for you. It's much cleaner, much simpler than managing a bunch of different people all over the world. You got to get an ISBN number. There's so much stuff to do. Let just Charles be your quarterback. And I don't mean to be a commercial for Charles, but I'm saying it from the heart. You could be selling it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Promote it. The other option really is a terrible option, which is send it to a publisher. Just don't do it, okay? So we've put together here for you a program because, to be fair, as you can see, I could be on this call for another 3 hours. You know, Charles, why don't you tell them about the day you and I sat down for lunch and like 5 hours later it was time for dinner?
Yeah, down in Baltimore. Yeah, no, that was a good session. Changed everything.
Yeah, I mean, well, the truth is that we're both very passionate and we're both very seasoned. And so, you know, I'd like to go longer here, but the reality is there's only so much I can give you. You know, look, I'm going to explain a system I put together here for you, but I feel in my heart, and I hope you do too, everyone, that you've gotten enough good ideas here to at least start changing some things. If you have, type in yes. If you think I'm full of it, just type in BS. So you tell me how many BSs we're getting, Charles, and how many yeses we're getting.
Okay, yeah, everybody's got something. Just about everybody's got something that they feel like is actionable that they can do.
Good. Well, that makes me feel good. So if you want to take that a little bit, no BSs?
No BSs.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. So, look, you know, I think what you all know from now, from hearing me, is I love what I do. I love helping others more than even loving what I do. I love giving people a shortcut because I didn't have a shortcut. I did it the hard way. But we are building a community here, and you know, we've put together a 50-page PDF that really goes through every step of this as a blueprint. It's got checklists, resources, some surprise bonuses coming at you. Really everything you need to get going. And remember, I did this. I've done this with products. I've done this with services. I've done it online. I've done it offline. You know, Charles and I are both dedicated to your success. And one of the things I always hate, I really, really hate, is when you invest in something and, you know, then the person has their hand in your pocket if you want more. So I'm not doing that. I'm not in the WSO business, okay? I have a real business, as I showed you. And I've taken great pains to tell you that if I can do this, you can, and you really can. So we're having actually 5 members-only closed-door webinars. The first one begins 7 p.m. on December 4th, which is Tuesday. And it's your chance to ask me any question you want. I'm going to go deeper into each of these topics because I really can go deep into each one You can see these are part of me because, you know, I learned by following. And we have a Facebook group that I'm proud to say Charles and many other people I respect a lot are in this group. You know, it's great to have a group when the gurus are in your group, okay? So when the gurus are coming to the group, like Charles and a couple others, that really makes me feel good because everybody's benefiting from the community. There is no extra investment for being on these webinars, and there's no extra investment for being in the Facebook group. I want to help you, plain and simple. And I know that many of you are struggling, and I know that for some of you, the difference of investing in our program or actually, you know, maybe spending something somewhere else is pretty big. And so we're going to give you an unconditional 30 days, but I'm going to go further than that because I know so many of you are working other jobs, scraping to make ends meet. You take the system for a ride for 12 months. If you're not succeeding and you haven't made back the 20 bucks or whatever your investment is in this thing, I'll either give you your money back, I'll give you double your money back because, you know, I've had your money up for a year, so I'll either give you double your money back or I'll try to help you through it, which you choose. I don't really care, okay? This isn't about money for me. I want to share some things with you. You know, what's funny?
Oh, no, I just coughed. Nope, we're good.
Oh,
we're
I'm sorry. Thought you were laughing at me. I get that a lot. Ryan McKinney, bottom line, grab this, devour, implement. It's not often that you get a brain dump of this level for this cheap a price. A definition of WSO is this product. Very nice. Robert Stukes, this is hands down the absolute best value to come out on this forum in 2012 and probably 2013. Gary Harvey, I must say I'm delighted with what I've read so far. Never finished the main PDF, a mind-expanding trip indeed. This is one of the best WSOs I've seen in a long time. I'm in. There's a wealth of info here, and I can't wait to put it into action. Highly recommended. So here's the point. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're offering. It doesn't matter if it's online or offline. This works. So, you know, I'm not even going to address the myths that are going on, but get that little voice out of your head once and for all, because that little voice is going to kill you. It's going to kill you emotionally. It's going to kill you financially. Just get rid of it. You can do whatever you put your mind to. The definition of insanity, doing the same things over and over again and hoping. You know, hoping for something better to happen. Well, hope ain't a strategy, right?
That's right.
So you got to do something about it. You want to go to gainmindshare.net/Brian Sachs. And any comments from anybody, Charles, that you want me to address or anything you want me to address?
Okay, I'm going to open it up for questions. One thing I will point out, too, if you're on this call, when you go to that link, I mean, you're also going to get a bonus from me. You're also going to get, 7 guides on the publication process. So I've covered everything that you could possibly want to cover, from whether or not you're going to publish in Amazon, Nook, Kindle, whatever you're going to want to do, you're going to get along with that if you get this guide through that link right there from Brian. Actually, you know, you don't really need a bonus for this. I'm just doing that kind of, I guess that's just what you do these days. But that is just my way of saying thanks to you. So I want to let you know that, you know, I never let you come or go empty-handed. You need to pick this up, and I'm going to give you a bonus along with that. So that said, and now that that's out of the way, are there any questions that you have? Yep, Jerry. Yep, you got it. So yeah, you should have your bonus by now. Any questions on some of the stuff that Brian has covered? Okay, looks like Wayne said he can't write this fast. Will there be a replay available? Yeah, I will be sending the replay out through Go to Webinar, and I'll also be putting it out later on tonight. Yep, any questions? Jim Burns says you've got a brave system. So,
What?
He said you've got a brave system.
I'm not sure what that means, but
yeah.
Thank you, I guess.
Okay, one thing that that I know occurred to me, Brian, is getting in the industry publications. Okay, you know, there are local right, associations, and then there are national associations. You know, is
Correct.
there a difference? Do you do both? Which are you more inclined to approach?
Well, I typically will go to the National Association,
Right.
and once I have their endorsements, I'll go to, because my limit is the world, okay? So I will typically go to the National Association, and actually in our system, by the way, we give you the letter to give to the associations. It's
Okay.
exactly word for word. You can just copy it, okay? But I would go to a national association, and then from there, once I have their endorsement, go out to the state associations. Now, if I can't get into the national association, I'll start with the state association and work up. But I'd rather start up and work down.
Okay, so literally, we could take that script and obviously tweaking it for the particular industry, but the script is designed to help us to get a yes from the association.
Oh, it will get a yes. And in fact, I gave everyone, this is a free webinar, so I gave everyone a script. There's more. There's the actual letters I use right in the system. Everything you need is there.
Okay, all right, so good. So
Now
there's
remember, Charles, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
sure.
Remember, we're using this for mobile marketing, but it doesn't matter. Just change the verbiage.
So you could use this for reputation management if you wanted to. Like I know
You
one of
could
the
use
guys
it
here is
for
in.
You could use it for PPC. You could use it for SEO. You could use it for blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You could
Okay.
use it if you're selling widgets.
No, that's good. That's good. So yeah, so it's not necessarily just designed to sell mobile marketing. You could sell any service that a consultant
Or
really
product.
right
Or product.
or product.
It's interesting because I have in our, a gentleman just joined today from New Zealand, okay? He's a photographer. What the heck does that have to do with anything, right? He now has absolutely, and I was talking to him in our Facebook group, he absolutely now has like sort of changed his entire business model and tested it today, and it's working for him already.
Wow.
And this guy was living off of Groupon and getting tired of being beaten up for price. Well, hey,
Right.
like how dumb is that? You're doing Groupons and you hate price shoppers? Well, why are you inviting them?
So instead of kind of approaching some of these clients, what he's doing now, his photography clients, he's trying to position himself to have people contact him, the photographer.
Well, I'll share with you what we told him. Stop saying you're a photographer, because you're not. What he told me is, I said, what do you really do? He said, I create lasting memories. See the difference?
Yeah, no, I got it. Yep.
So if you're a photographer, how much would you pay for he's the best photographer, he told me, in all of New Zealand and probably Australia too. He's the best, he says. Maybe he is, okay? But nobody cares. They're only going to pay so much. Even the highest person's only going to pay so much for a photographer.
For a photographer, that's right.
So he is a creator of lasting memories. We didn't even talk about pictures, did we?
No, right. Yeah, yeah. Different positioning.
So now you're going to compare a person who creates lasting memories to a photographer. Well, you're comparing apples and tomatoes. Not even a comparison.
Right. Brian, I got a question here from someone. They said that they got the program, and I know that you're pretty specific about the fact that this is not necessarily a one-time offer. He's asking if he can get the OTO later.
There is no OTO, okay? The whole offer itself is an OTO, I should say, because we're pulling it down Monday, okay? But there is no OTO. You can join anytime you want that you feel is appropriate for you.
Right. But I guess he means the additional scripts is what he's talking about. Can he get those later is what he's asking.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. So you got does that help you out there, Wayne? Okay. Great.
I think you got a script here for free, Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Wayne was saying it looks good, like it's going to be good. Um, by show of hands here, how many of you would you say that you're doing some of the other methods, which is a little more cold calling, but it's not necessarily what you like doing? Right. I know I would fall in that category. Like whether or not maybe you're sending video emails or maybe you're doing Craigslist. I mean, how many of you all are using some of those things, but you're not quite comfortable doing that? Okay, yeah, quite a few of you actually.
Can I ask everybody a personal question that will make everyone hang up on this call?
No, no, you can't. No, go ahead.
You sure?
No, go ahead.
Look, I'm pretty straightforward. I'm a very, I can be a harsh person. I'm pretty straight and pretty direct. And I'm not right for everybody, by the way. But I want you all to think about it. If you're married or you have a partner, one of you in the relationship is the dominant person, okay? And I want you to think about when you first met, who was chasing who?
Mm-hmm.
So I see now that 3/4 of our phones have hung up. No,
I think
but
everybody understands, right? Yeah.
Really think about that, okay? And be very honest with yourself, okay? In your relationship, someone is the dominant, and I'm not saying, I have a great marriage. I love my wife, and we're pretty much equal. We're very different. I mean, you talk about day and night, okay? But the person who is chasing the other has the upper hand. Doesn't mean you use it on them, okay? But they have it. Whether you like cold calling or you hate cold calling, that's not even really the question. The question is, how can you put yourself in a position so that you are not viewed as a commodity and people automatically know they need your services and you're the obvious person to provide them? That's a better way to frame it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in other words, you're not, because otherwise you're really positioning yourself to have to deal on the basis of price.
Well, yeah. I mean, the best sale you can make is the person who calls you, knows they want what you're offering, and that you're the right fit.
Right. Yep.
You and I did a call to your members maybe over the summer that was how to have a consistent flood of buyers sold on using your services before they even meet you.
That's right.
Well, this is how it starts.
No, that's very good. Let's see.
We'll take one more because I'm being motioned to by the person I chased to get off the phone.
Are there any other questions? Okay, everybody. I'm gonna give you the link there in the box there. First for Brian's program and my bonus, which is the 7 guides on publication. I mean, you can pick those up there anytime as soon as you get Brian's program, those things are available to you. I'm also going to give you the call bonus, which I promised you. Those of you who stuck to the end, here is the call bonus there. I'm going to pass that along to you. That is there in the box. So that is
Hey, why don't we give them another one?
Let's do it. Let's offer another bonus.
Why don't we give them a special call with just you and I? And I won't do this with anybody else, Charles.
I love it. And
I'll let you set it up for them. But that's only for your members who invest in it tonight.
Well, now. Okay, good. Okay, so now, in addition to the bonuses that you're getting in the package, Brian and I are going to set up a call for those of you who are my subscribers who buy the package. So yes, you want to go ahead and get it.
Well,
because
look, we've
I'm
taken
gonna,
away all the risk.
yeah, and when we get Brian on this call, we're just gonna squeeze him like a Georgia peach
There
and
you
get
go.
everything out of him.
That's a visual. Here we go. All right. Charles, I thank you so much for
Yeah,
having
thanks,
me.
Brian. I appreciate it.
And everyone that attended, I really do thank you. I truly hope from my heart that you got some good, actionable items. I hope that you take that little demon in your brain and go out and slay him or her, whatever the case may be, because you really can do this. If I could do this, you all can do this. And you probably can do it a hell of a lot faster than I did it. But the good news is I did figure it out, and hopefully this provides a big shortcut for you. And on that call, Charles and I will go very deep on a topic that's near and dear to both of us.
That's fantastic. Okay, everybody. So I'm going to be looking forward to this. The link's right there for Brian's program. You also got the call bonus, which I promised you, those of you who stuck there near the end. Thank you for being together on a Thursday night, Brian. As always, thank you so much for laying it out for us. Everybody have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.
All right. God bless.